November 7th dawns cool and perfect. This date has become my favorite over the years. It falls right at the start of the serious breeding phase of the rut. Whereas they become tired and very efficient later in the rut, mature bucks are still fired up and looking on the 7th. I invest the morning of the season's best day going back after the Big 7 in the same area where I saw him the day before. Bucks rarely do the same thing 2 days in a row during the rut, but I know if I hunt somewhere else, I'll be kicking myself the whole time. I'm banking on the hope that since I'm very close to the buck's core, lightning may strike twice in the same spot. I say it every year, November 7th is my favorite day of the season, and we have the perfect conditions today. I think it's about 30 degrees. Maybe it's in the upper 20s, about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. I'm back in that same stand where I was hunting yesterday morning when the Big 7 popped in here. You know, we're gonna hope he does the same thing again, except minus the doe. This is a bedding area. We've already seen 2 little bucks come through here, rousting a doe out. Last night we were hunting right next to this spot, and there was a ton of deer that came out of this. So I think there's going to be, hopefully enough attraction here to bring that buck into this patch of timber again, unless he found a doe last night. That's my only concern with this deer, is that he picked up a doe. He's off the market for a while, but if he's not off the market, I do think this is where he's going to end up sometime this morning. Got my warm clothes on, so we're going to be here for a while. Hopefully we see some action here in a little bit. The Big 7 never shows up, and I head back to my office to study the maps, trying to decide on a next move. That same morning, 120 miles to the west, Owen Riegler is working on Plan B. Without the right wind to go back after crabs, Owen is making a last-ditch effort for a giant that has eluded him since the summer. Owen fears the buck is dead.
Well, guys, here we are hunting that tray plot. We set this redneck blind up in this scrape right here. We dressed up. We threw that oak limb on that locust right there. We're still hoping the tray buck's in here. My gut feeling is he's dead. EHD took him out, but we don't know that for a fact, so we could always see that buck. And we're sitting back in the cover. We're just hoping these does will feed back in here in the morning and bucks will come back in here to check them. So it's November 7th. Bill says it's the best day of the year. We're gonna sit in here and find out. Well, guys, I kind of feel like I'm hunting in the Sahara Desert. It's slow, slow, slow. We're gonna run in, grab a bite to eat real quick, and change stands. See if we can find one that's got a little more action going.
Everybody is out on the morning of the 7th, but it proves slow all the way around. Jared Mills is hunting another permission farm, but like Owen and myself, he sees no mature bucks. November 7th started out like a rubber band that you keep stretching. You know it has to break at some point. In northern Missouri, Joe Knochel heads back after the big 10-pointer he encountered the previous morning.
Welcome to Northeast Missouri. It's November the 7th. We're going in for our afternoon sit. We're going to sit a long time, 4.5 hours. So we'll see if anything's moving today. This is one of those magical days, and the weather is really good. High of 45, winds northwest, 10 miles an hour. So we like what is in store for us as far as weather and the day. And we're heading into a spot. Last time we sat, we saw a shooter buck. So I think everything's lined up. You just have to see if it comes together. So we're going to get on in the stand and give it a go. So it just rained 2 nights ago. We had high winds yesterday, which would have covered that with some leaves. It's pretty clean, so something's been in here.
As Joe waits for the action to break, 140 miles to the northwest, Owen now has the right wind and heads back after the massive, huge-bodied buck he calls Crabs.
All right, we're back with you here. This is the afternoon, November 7th. We were gonna go hunt that Uno buck this afternoon, but one of the viewers on the YouTube blog said he can't get enough of this Crabs buck, wanted to know if we'd go hunt him, so hey, you ask, you shall receive. We're down here in that same tree that we filmed him, like, I think that was 3 nights ago. So, he should be done with that doe by now, I would think. Hopefully freed up. It's a beautiful afternoon, like about 45 degrees probably right now, sun's shining, so can't ask for a better evening. I'll just see which way he goes. If he starts to walk away, we'll call it. Trying to get out of here on us. Guys, we got a beautiful buck over here bumping a doe right now. We just need him to come this way a little bit, but I'm not sure what deer it is. It's rare to see a deer on this farm or a buck on this farm that I don't know. He's making a ruckus over there right now. Sounds like he's rubbing a tree. This should be a fun sit. grabs a buck. He's proven to be a worthy adversary. We're supposed to have a northwest wind this evening, and it turned out to be northeast, so I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, you just saw him right there. He was probably 50 yards over and got downwind of us. So that's the way it goes sometimes. Hey, if it was easy, it wouldn't be so rewarding when you get them. What was that? Oh, he's back.
Back in northern Missouri, deer are starting to move near Joe's stand.
Joe, big buck over here to the right. Big buck to the right.
How big?
I think it's the big 10.
What?
That's the 10 point.
Oh, is it?
Yep. He's coming. Oh, smoked him, dude.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that felt so good.
You drilled him.
It's been a long time since I've had an arrow fly on a big buck. Whew. That was true.
You smoked him. You humored him, buddy. Good job, baby.
It's Raven. It's the deer my dad missed, and
Yeah, I drilled him.
We got 2 deer to get.
Yep.
Alright, we're down. Check for the arrow. We didn't find the arrow right where I shot him. So, it may have stayed in him for a while. I'm not sure what happened there. And we actually have to go recover a deer that was hit on the road. This was the bedded buck from yesterday. We talked to the conservation department. He was okay with us recovering the deer. He needs a picture of it and some things. Call your conservationist if you find a dead deer. We let it lie, called him, got approval to take care of it.
Unfortunately, one of our big ones got, he died not by us, but 2 of them this year got killed by this one and by that one. It's been a good year for 70 acres, that's for sure. Alright, here we go. What are we doing?
We're following the bud. You have to follow the bud.
He's right here somewhere.
I'm thinking That's a good bud.
So we pulled the buck out of the woods down to the food plot that I shot him in. What a beautiful Missouri whitetail. I'm thrilled. This buck is a buck that we got to know real well this year. And my dad missed him with a crossbow. And that was how he got his name, Raven. And then we saw him 2 other times before tonight. And one was the night when Rick shot Jerry. And he came through that night. And then it would have been yesterday morning, me and Rick put eyes on this buck. He was with a doe. I grunted at him and he wouldn't come in. He stayed on that doe, but tonight, no doe. And he was cruising. He came into this food plot. He stopped long enough to chow down on some of the food plot, and I got an arrow in him. So I am fortunate to be the one who put a tag around this guy, and I'm a happy guy on November 7th.
While I was not able to pull off a repeat encounter with the Big 7, Joe made it work in Missouri. Back in Iowa, Phillip Culpepper is hunting a great farm after drawing his first ever Iowa archery tag. Phillip has enjoyed an action-packed week, but as we roll into November 7th, his last day of vacation, he is still carrying his tag. Phillip starts out the day hunting just inside the timber from a CRP field, hoping to spot and then call in a cruising buck.
Here we go. It's our last scheduled morning in Iowa. We're talking to Drake and the locals. Today's the day, November 7th. By far the best weather we've had. 28 degrees, thick frost. I feel like we could be living in a genie bottle because anything could happen this morning. I feel like it could get crazy, so I've already seen a couple bucks across the creek chasing does in this cornfield. Today could be the day. We're out. We got a new buck on camera, middle of the night on top of the hill at the food plot, so no deer moving in here. We're gonna hunker down and try to stay warm. You see him? What you think? Huh? Got a wind. Must have winded.
Phillip's evening setup on the 7th mirrors Joe Knochels, a stand on the edge of a small feeding area where does concentrate.
Me and Drake going all in up here on the food plot tonight. It's 11:40 right now, and we just got settled in. We got quite a few bucks that's coming through here, but that's just what's on camera, so we don't know what could be coming through, never getting this picture taken, but we our main deer is that 6x5. That's our number 1 deer we're after. Hopefully he shows up, but
There's another deer that was on video last night. He looks a lot like him, but he's got a big split brow on his right side. We're gonna ride it out till dark. Maybe it'll happen today. November 7th, Iowa. Coming, Eddie. Here we go, boy. Come on, big boy. You good, Drake? Okay. Daggum phone messed us up. No, we still got a chance. Way high, we sitting good, man. I think it's the barn bubble. I mean, he's got that in his left tooth that's bent. Man, he ain't that. What do you think? There he goes. A good deer. That's the one deer I think that we're not on this place that we don't want to shoot. So we still got time. Right now it's the perfect time. So it was later than this the other night when the big 6x5 came up. So we still got a doe down there in this clover. Maybe it'll come. That's a pretty good buck. Pretty good buck over the hill right here pushing a doe. Look at that. On that daggum doe. It'll kill him. Don't you think? Hey, come on, baby. Come back over here. Another one. Okay. Maybe they'll come on down there. There she's trying. She don't go back in that bottom. There goes our big deer right here to the right. Deer from this morning. You got it. Go, you ready? You ready? I should have cored up in him pretty good. I held it a little back. Drake Lamb, what you think, baby? Big boy. I think he got him pretty good. I mean, he was quartered pretty good. I think I held it back. Holy smokes, man, I live for this. This is freaking awesome. Dadgum, this is incredible. It took us a while to get going here in Iowa, but by golly, when we got going pretty good. We just about to get down, go to see if we can find this buck. And big old doe come in here, so we whacked her. That's for the hush program. Man, I was just hoping to get my first deer in Iowa this year. I didn't know I was going to get my first two in one afternoon. Right here.
Right there.
You see it?
Right there.
Where?
Right in front of us. 20 yards. Off your up right there.
Oh, look at that. Look at that in the hardwoods, the Iowa hardwoods. Yes. Look at the deer here. Holy smokes. I mean, just to wrap it up this way, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, this week reminded me of a week back growing up with my dad going to hunting camp, and we used to go to the hunting club just with all the guys. Drake, Josh, my goodness, it's just incredible. I mean, to finally fill an Iowa tag and then to be able to do it with a deer like this, it's just never in my wildest dreams did I ever think it would happen, but just to be able to finish it all off with a deer like this, man, just truly blessed and thankful, and just thank you, good Lord.
Hey,
Hey, man.
you got your big deer?
Yep.
Did you?
Raven is no longer alive.
Well, good for you.
Hey, I always call him when I kill a deer. Hey, I think I just smoked a good one. Think me and Drake did, yeah, it's awesome.
I spend the evening of the 7th in a new area. I need to give my target buck a break and look at some fresh country. There's plenty to see, but neither of the 2 bucks I know live in this area show up. November 7th produced great action for a number of our team members, but it eased past me like a ship in the night. As much as I love November 7th, it is a double-edged sword. It is the rut's great divide. The days leading up to it generally get progressively better, and the days leading away from it progressively worse. Worse is a relative term. There is still plenty of good days left, but now those days come with a sense of urgency that wasn't there before. They become a relentless tide pulling us further from our goal. Don't think about next week. It is enough to focus on tomorrow. Make the most of each day. Hunt the best stands. Sneak in by the best routes. Though the rut is moving on, it has not slipped away. There is hope, because for now at least, we are still chasing November.